Invictus, my kings, and welcome back to the Slavicus Maximus channel, and welcome to the world of post-Finem or post-Finem, or however you want to say it. It's a mod which basically showcases what would happen to the world if Rome lost the Third Punic War. So we are living in a very sort of ancient-looking world where the Roman Empire never really took off, and on the initial game setup, the individual Roman provinces are all separated. There's a variety of small city-states, but we are not doing that this time. In our timeline here in this video, Rome has been reunited. We are playing as Rome, as the Roman Republic. Let me just quickly find it. See, the Roman Republic, which gives us +5 administrative efficiency, maximum absolutism +10, governing capacity modifier +25%, Praetorian force limit fraction +5%, and country allows Praetorians. Very, very cool. We are also we also have obviously the Roman missions, and we also have the Roman religion. We have a bunch of the holy sites already converted. Our religion is Romana, so the ancient Roman religion is back. The Romans never really left. We are back with a vengeance, and we will proclaim our dominance over first the Western Mediterranean. There's some vengeance that we definitely have to attack the Carthaginians with. There's going to be some vengeance, some revenge going on. Mars Ultor is definitely going to be there to help us, the Mars the Vengeful, obviously. And yeah, so we will we'll be playing as Rome. I formed it with Italy, as you can see, so we'll be the first ranked great power. And there's a couple of challenges that I want to give myself. I'm not gonna really be playing with allies. I think we're strong enough as to where we can win against just about anyone. Let's see, we have, when it comes to the estates, we also have the Exercitus, the plebeians, the patrician, the high priests. So let me get some initial setup done, and then we'll be back. Alright, estate stuff done, so let's take a look at our ideas. We have Roman ideas, so national manpower modifier +33%, discipline +5. When we gained all Roman ideas, we'll get an extra diplomat. We have Pax Romana, -2 unrest. Bureaucracy of the Republic advisor cost -10%, diplomatic reputation +2, the legions revived, infantry compatibility +10, SPQR -20%, stab cost, Roman efficiency goods produce modifier +10, administrative efficiency +5 actually, surpass our ancestors, core creation -25%, years of separatism -5%, and Roman architecture construction cost -10%, production efficiency +20%. So lots of good stuff. And let's actually take a look at the Roman faith. So we have call faithful to arms, manpower, and true faith performances +20%. Then we have stability -25, missionary strength +3, land fire damage +5, and years of separatism -5. So which will be the most useful? I think manpower, years of separatism, and it could be this. No, let's just go with missionary strength, but we'll be also picking up religious ideas later on, so missionary strength isn't maybe going to be the most useful thing right now. Maybe it is actually. The land fire damage is not going to be useful until later on. Maybe the stability cost modifier could be good. -25% is relatively decent. Yeah, let's go with the missionary strength. Why not? We'll be conversing a bunch anyway. We have the parliament, no debate yet. Let's actually give the Rome a seat in the parliament. The first seat in the parliament goes to Rome. I won't really be handing them out. Let's get +5% crown land. There we go. Very cool. So we have 37%. Not quite enough to hand out the military or the mana privileges, but we'll be getting on that quite soon. Let's protect trade in was it Meridna, something like that. Let's actually send our guys to collect trade in no allies, collect trade in these individual provinces. Very cool, and let's get ready for our first war here against the Cartamal. The Cartamal, whatever that means. It's some, what are they? Who are they? Like Punic. They're Punic, so they are our enemy. Everybody that's Punic, as you can see in the religious screen. The Puns, the Hellenes, the Nemosec, all the Gallic, the Celtic, the non-Romans are our enemy. We can actually take our first mission, consolidate Italia, and because, well, we united Italia, not quite the legitimate way, but anyway, let's just get on with it. We can get free horsemen for the plus combat ability. That's going to be good. Let's get an admiral. Let's get a bunch of generals. We can give our leader no command as well. It's going to be good. And let's actually, yeah, there we go. So the individual seats in the parliament are already being given away, which is very nice. And we can start our conquest. There we go. This is going to be a very swift war. Nothing to really worry about. We can actually take our first government reform. Let's go just republicanism for the yearly republican tradition. We have enough manpower as it is. Our maximum is 138k. As you can see, we are playing on a little bit of a busted way, but anyway, it's all in good fun, isn't it? There we go. First war done. Initial conquest completely went well. There we go. We can take all their money. Bam. Full annexation. Let's just core these provinces up. We have finished another mission, which is, let me just scroll down, cross the Alps. Crossing the formidable Alps, we extend our reach into northern territories, overcoming natural barriers to Roman expansion. Very cool. So we get 10 army tradition. We get beyond Italy aggressive expansion impact minus 10%. Aggressive expansion impact. I haven't really played this mod that much before, but I think it shouldn't really be an issue since we're dealing with so many various different religions and cultures. I think aggressive expansion impact, it's not going to be the same as if you're playing vanilla U4 and everybody in Europe is Catholic, for example. I definitely think that minus 500, yeah, I don't think so. It's definitely going to be a little different. We have tier 2, Defender of the Faith. We can become tier 2. Yeah, let's do that. Why not? Probably not going to set the missionaries to auto convert just yet, because well, we don't have enough missionary strength or something like that. But where do we have other claims? We could go for Ostholm. They're currently at war with a bunch of other people. But let's see, where does our mission tree want us to go? Subjugate Helvetia. We could go for Lombardia and Thalbenegg. They are actually religion Romana, so they are, could we vassalize them maybe? No, they wouldn't be vassalized. They're actually the subjects of Lombardia, so they are our brothers in faith, so to say. Manpower level, Rome base production 11. Okay, let's just go with something like this. What we might want to do is actually chill for a little while. And what we could do is actually build dirt roads. Yes, build a bunch of dirt roads initially. It's gonna give us some extra. What does this actually do? Let me just quickly check. It gives us local development cost, friendly movement speed, supply limit modifier, possible number of buildings, institutions, spread monthly devastation. So pretty good building for what we're doing here at the beginning. Once the Renaissance spawns in Carthage, probably it's going to be a little bit easier to both develop and to gain. What we might want to actually do is start going into the Balkans a little bit and fight against Macedon. Macedon actually, they would be willing to ally us, but they're going to be a formidable threat later down the line probably. So let's not deal with that. Let's limit our expansion initially to Oravia, and then we go into the Balkans. I think that's going to be for the best. Alright, time to go up against Oravia. They have Veredna as their ally, but we should be able to roll them quite easily. Let me just get a bunch of generals here. We might fall behind military tech a little bit with all these generals, but I think it should be relatively fine. We do not have any major enemy against us. Vivarais, Vivarais, yes, Vivarais. Okay, so let's get a move on, and let's deal with these fools once and for all. Okay, so they will accept this peace deal. This is all that we have claims on. Let's not push it any further. Let's just take the stuff we have claims on, and let's not bother too much with the rest. We can just about seize land, but let's first do this. There we go, extra prestige. Let's core up all of these. A missionary. We do not want a missionary really working just yet. Where was the missionary working? There we go. Celtic religion. Let's not immediately start converting. I don't think so. There we go. Let's take away one missionary. Let's actually stop the auto, just in case. And let's start. How much do we need? 17. We're not making that much. Monthly increase +5. I went with a military console just to get our military tech up, so that should be fine. Next up, I think we'll go for Orisdeme to sort of scatter the aggressive expansion a little bit, even though we have a little bit of a bonus currently to have a less aggressive expansion. What I will actually do is chill a while and get everything up to Tech 4, because as you can see, the Renaissance just spawned. And where did the Renaissance spawn? I think Carthage. No, where did it actually spawn? It spawned, here we go, in Macedon. Now that's surprising, but there we go. So it spawned in Macedon. From what I've seen before, it's almost always spawned in Carthage, but there we go. So it spawned in Macedon. Very cool. Too bad it couldn't be spawned in Rome, but yeah, we'll be getting everything up to Tech 4, and then we'll be embracing the Renaissance, and then our conquest will continue. Alright, we can enact our second government, or third government reform, or rather. So let's see. Yearly corruption, max absolutism, max frequent elections. Would that be something we're interested in? The monarch lifespan, well, that's sortition. We don't want sortition. Let's see. Re-elections can reduce state influence by 10%. I think that's fine. The elections are quite quick anyway, so it doesn't really matter. But that's gonna do us good. Okay, Renaissance embraced. Everything is cool, as you can see. And the Macedonians have been expanding like crazy. So let's first take care of this OPM, and then let's slowly but surely get ready to fight Macedon, because they have been expanding a little too aggressively, and I don't want to face an Ottoman situation where they have outscaled us to such a degree that it's going to be almost impossible to beat them. So let's first take care of Orisideme, and then march on well, Macedon. We want also probably to take the, was it in Korakine? Well, it's the Kosovo gold mine, isn't it? The Kosovo gold mine, or the Dardania gold mine, we want to take, and that's going to be very good for our income. It's already relatively fine because we have such good tax modifiers and everything, but we want to well, we want even more growth, so to say. And yeah, there we go. The Orisideme has been captured, so let's quickly get that. Let's can we seize land? Yes, we can seize land. Bam, there we go. Land seized. And let's also core this up. And let's actually start preparing... let's see, we outnumber them quite a bit. So Zetia. Zetia is the target of our choice. Bam, there we go. So Zetia. Let's quickly grab that. Has this stopped coring? No, it's coring. Okay, very cool. And let's just money or prestige. Let's get the prestige. Is gonna be useful for us when we march on into Macedon. It's gonna be very useful. It's a shame that the Greeks haven't really consolidated their rule too much. We might want to... Can we vassalize Athens? No, we can't. Too bad. It would have been very cool to have sort of a Greek contingent marching on, but we actually want to... Where is it? Here, the holy sites. We want to actually control Athens. So we'll be going into Greece and then into Iberia, the Carthaginian lands. We'll be conquering everything. Don't you worry about that. And don't really see the Macedonian armies too much. Maybe they're fighting another war. No, they're just fighting against us. Let's see. So you're fighting against this Eastern Mediterranean behemoth, but we'll come out victorious, obviously. Okay, so the war is going relatively well. There's nothing too major that the enemy is throwing at us. We are... Well, we just pieced out Morea, but I'm actually... No, not offer. But what I think I'll do is maybe I'll vassalize them. Maybe we play with, like, Greek vassals. That could be relatively good. To have a bunch of vassals running around, that could be relatively useful. Let's quickly upgrade to... No, let's upgrade to men-at-arms. That's gonna be good. And let's pick up our first idea. I think we'll go with a mill one for the beginning. Let's actually go with plutocratic. That's sort of a mix between military and there we go. National rest -1, morale of armies +10. That's pretty good. Monthly reform progress +10. That's pretty good. Merchants is okay. Goods produce modifier +10. Development cost, caravan power, and manpower recovery speed with the finish of provincial trade power modifier and plebeian loyalty equilibrium. So since we're the Roman Republic, let's actually go with that. That's going to be very useful for us, and later on we'll actually pick up religious. Let's see, with religious, the tolerance of heretics and fort maintenance on border with rival. That's not too bad. At least the tolerance of heretics is going to be quite useful for us. But let's see, what we are aiming to take from this war is just basically this. To get that gold mine, let's get some money from them. There we go. We have grown our borders a little bit. We can now become a res magna, so we have changed to an empire rank. Very cool. And we have rebuffed the Macedonians. These guys can all head home, and that's going to be well, yeah, that's how the cookie crumbles. It's gonna take a while before we find the admin to core all of this up, but we'll try. Alright, so it's time to go up against the Gauls, just because, well, what kind of Roman would we be if we didn't go up against the Gauls a little bit? So, look, Dananon, and we do outnumber them a little bit, so let's get this party started. We are, let's see, our mission tree wants us to own another 9 provinces here in Gaul, so let's get on with it. The Gauls will now start coming out of the woodworks, as you can imagine, but we are, well, we are tech 6, and they're tech 5, at least the main goal. The main Gallic forces are tech 9, so our tech 5, so we should still probably bunch up our armies a tiny bit, just so we don't get caught off guard by the Gauls in any sort of way. We have a lot of manpower, so we can drag this war on for a very, very, very long time. We are #1 great power, whereas they are #5 and they have a lot less development than we do. So this should be a complete walk in the park, but we will see. They have a bunch of menacingly looking armies standing around. They have very cool sprites, but our sprites are way, way, way cooler, obviously. Alright, here we go. This is the peace deal I'm going for. Nothing too complicated, just slice by slice we'll start to occupy all of our enemies around us. You can now take the Gallic Wars. Reenacting the epic Gallic Wars, we embark on a series of military campaigns to subjugate the Gallic tribes and expand Roman territory. Well, there we go. More mill, there we go. So we have more mill skill for our leader, so we'll probably re-elect him a bunch of times. Let's score all of that up, and we are supposed to have a number of loans less than 1. That's gonna be coming up very soon. For some reason, yeah, let's keep him since he has a military tech of level of 6, so that's going to be very useful for us. And like so, slice by slice, we'll get through all of our enemies. No worries about that. So we have jumped well and truly into Gaul. We have expanded here in Macedon, and I think that's going to be pretty good for part 1 here, kings. So we will conquer all of Gaul, all of the Balkans, Greece, Macedonia, the Iberians, and we will also take revenge upon Carthage for what they did to us all those hundreds of years ago. So yeah, anyway, thanks kings for watching, and I will see you next time.